Okay, at this point, I am going to call attendance. We have in attendance tonight, we have Beth Dierman, Kristen Smith, Scott Halleck, Stacy Kuhn, Amador Laput is absent today. What I'm going to do for our first order of business is ask everyone to stand for the pledge. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Please sit. I'm going to ask our new board member, Beth Dierman, to please stand, and I'm going to ask her to read her oath of office. Please raise your right hand. Can you do me a favor and turn your mic on as well? Thank you. Oh my God.
All right, I'll do it this way. I, Elizabeth Dierman, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New York, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of the Eldred Central School Board member according to the best of my ability.
Thank you, Beth. I appreciate it. Welcome. Okay, at this time, I am going to call for the nomination for president. Anyone that has a nomination, please let me know.
I'll nominate Scott Halleck, president.
Is your mic on?
Being mic'd. I nominate Scott Halleck for president.
Okay, am I going to get a second from Beth? Beth nominated Scott Halleck. Is there a second? Kristen? At this time, the floor recognizes that Scott Halleck has a nomination for president. Is there any other nominations for president at this time? Okay, at this point, I'm going to take the vote, starting with our new elected board member, Beth Dierman. Can you give me?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Kristen? Yes. Amador is absent. Stacy?
Yes.
Scott?
Yes.
Okay, at this point, Scott, you won the seat for president, and I'm going to ask if you can stand for your oath. I have it with me.
Turn on the microphone.
If you could read this, raise your right hand. Oh, sorry, Stacy. And read that, please. And do you have your mic on? Okay, good, thank you.
I, Scott Halleck, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New York, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of President of the Eldred Central School Board member according to the best of my ability.
Thank you. And congratulations, Scott.
Thank you.
At this point, I'm going to be turning the meeting over to President Mr. Halleck. Thank you.
Okay. At this time, clerk administers oath of allegiance to the new president. Yeah, approval to appoint vice president. Approval to appoint Stacy Kuhn, former, as vice president of the Board of Education for the 2025-2026 school year. I need a motion.
You need a nomination.
Nomination. I nominate Stacy. Can I?
I respectfully decline the nomination.
Right? Anybody interested in VP?
I nominate Amador Laput.
Can we do that with his absence?
Yes, he had.
So all in favor for Amador to be, I'll do a vote.
Yes.
Beth? Yes. Kristen?
Yes. Yes.
Yes, and I'm a yes. So Amador is the new vice president. Approval to appoint district clerk. Approval to appoint Lisa Sabruzza, district clerk of the Board of Education for 2025-2026 school year.
I'll make the nomination.
Nomination, Stacy, second.
Second.
Kristen, second. Beth? Vote yes. Kristen?
Yes, absolutely.
Stacy?
Yes.
And I'm a yes. Approval of district treasurer. Approval of Samantha
Ruggiero.
be designated district treasurer in accordance with the law for the 2025-2026 school year. I need a nomination.
I'll nominate her.
Kristen?
Second.
Stacy? Beth?
Yes.
Kristen? Yes. Stacy?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. President administrates the oath to the Vice President, all board members, superintendent of schools, district treasurer, and district clerk. So we'll do Amador when he comes back next
No, you can
one.
do it in the office.
Huh?
You can do it in the office.
In the office? Okay. Do I have to stand for this?
Yes.
This is us. This is us too.
Right.
Everybody up? Okay. Go ahead. I, Scott Howard, do solemnly
I,
swear.
Tracy Kuhn, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New York, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of Eldred Central Board member according to the best of my ability.
All right, congratulations, everybody. It's another year. What's today's date?
78.
All right. Approval for the NYSBA, SCBA, and the RSA. Approval that the Board of Education remains a member of the New York State School Board Associations, the Sullivan County School Board Association, and the Rural School Association for the 2025-2026 school year.
Make the motion.
Motion by Stacy.
I'll second.
Seconded by Kristen. Beth?
Yes.
Kristen?
Yes.
Stacy?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Approval for NYSBA SBA voting delegate. Approval to appoint Scott Halleck and Stacy Kuhn, former, as voting delegates for the Board of Education for the New York State School Board Association and Sullivan County School Boards Association for the 2025-2026 school year.
I respectfully decline.
Okay. I will, somebody wants to nominate. We need two people to do it.
Nominate Scott Halleck and Amador Laput.
I second that.
Second. Beth?
Yes.
Kristen? Stacy?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Approval of the NYSBA and SBA alternate delegate. Approval to appoint Nancy Davis, former, as the alternate delegate for the annual New York State School Board Association and the Sullivan County School Board Association for the 2025-2026 school year.
I nominate Kristen Smith.
I respectfully decline.
You up?
I'll do it, Beth.
Nominate Beth. I nominate Beth.
I'll second.
Second, Kristen. Beth?
Yes.
Kristen?
Yes.
Stacy? Yes. Approval of Board of Representatives to attend the annual NYSBA convention. Approval for the representative of the board to attend the annual New York State School Board Convention in New York City, October 25th. Scott Halleck and Stacy Kuhn. I am respectfully going to decline for that because I'm not going down there again this year.
I nominate Amador Laput and Beth Dearmond.
The NYSBA conference.
It's the NYSBA conference in Manhattan.
It's not mandatory, but it's good to go to.
It's what?
I said it's not mandatory, but it's good to go to.
It is
It
good to
is.
go to.
It is good to go
It's
to.
something that we budget for.
You learn a lot from it. You see a lot of different things.
I second.
Second, so we have Amador Laput and Beth Dearmond, you said? So Beth?
Yes.
Kristen?
Yes.
Stacy? Yes. Okay. Approval of superintendent performance evaluation. Be it resolved that the Board of Education has completed the superintendent's performance evaluation process. Salary and benefits are determined by the board at the time of the appointment and are reviewed by the board each year pursuant to the superintendent's contract. A performance raise is suggested. The superintendent has met the effective status, which entitles a 4% raise.
Make the motion.
Motion by Stacy, second.
Second.
Beth?
Yes.
I'll do it all in favor. All in favor?
Yes.
superintendent's report and reports
Yes.
at this time.
So first off, I want to say graduation was amazing. First of many graduations to be held at the new field. The weather cooperated with us. It was actually a little bit chilly. I had my jacket with me. Thank you for our maintenance, cleaners, and all of their work in preparing for the graduation. They got the field beautiful. They took it all down. Thank you for Lisa for her work with the graduation program. Beautiful. And then also thank you to Mike, Heather, and Kim for all of their work in preparing the diplomas, making sure everything went off without a hiccup. This was the first year we did not have to worry about a garbage truck. We didn't have to worry about trucks downshifting as they're coming down 55. So it was a beautiful evening. Cell phone. So I have been meeting with the cell phone committee. Last night was our third meeting since the Education Law 2803, the distraction-free was passed. We sent out 2 surveys, one to students, one to parents to get their feedback regarding storage options and enforcement or consequences. I have 2 more meetings set up, one in July 17th and then July 24th. So we are on target right now to be on time for the August 1st deadline set by the law. Right now there's 18 people on the committee. We've been averaging about 10 people per meeting because again, this is during the summer. It is held virtually. I've been sending them every time we have a meeting. I send them the transcripts and the agenda. So if you're on that committee, if you could not make it, you still get the transcript and then what was discussed. Right now we are leaning towards lockers for the storage options. And so now we're looking at, because we also looked at Yonder. Yonder would run us, and those are the pouches that get magnetized. The kids would put their device into a Yonder pouch. It gets closed, and then they have it on their person. That would run the district about $12,000. Lockers are free. So, and Port Jervis is doing lockers, Liberty's doing lockers, a lot of districts are just doing lockers. So we are looking at that. And we'll continue, but I'll have a draft for them of our policy for the next meeting so we can get into the language of it. Just in case this is an FYI, I've seen it a lot on TikTok. The new earth science regents and the new biology regents, we did not offer our kids. We stayed with the old version. So apparently NICET had to come out with a statement. NICET, the Ed department, had to come out with a statement. There were mistakes on those 2 new regencies where questions were asked that were not aligned to the curriculum. So if you hear anything in the public, we didn't take it. Our kids were not impacted by it. We have nothing to do with it because again, it doesn't say, it just says living, earth science regents. That wasn't us. So just in case you hear anything. I do have Mallory Conklin. She's right there. She's going to be one of our, she gets approved next. She's going to be one of the new aides at McKinsey for next year. No relation to Mr. Conklin. But Mallory's with us this evening, so welcome. And then we do have July 22nd is our Board of Education retreat. That's 6 p.m. in the senior high school conference room. It is air conditioned, so we'll be in there. August 18th is our countywide administrative retreat hosted by BOCES. And then that week is also a big week because the very next day, starting Tuesday, we are being trained in threat evaluation and reporting with the other Sullivan County administrators. So we're doing that training. And then August 27th and 28th kicks off our new school year. 27th is just for our faculty members to continue our training in Leader and Me. And then 28th is for all staff members. So we're finalizing all of those. So that concludes my report.
Any questions from the board for Ms. Ferrero?
No.
Business office?
Try to keep mine quick. The budget, we're expecting to stay within our expenditure budget. That's almost a certainty. It does look like we're going to come slightly under our revenue due to shrinking state aid. We are above on our interest and earnings. We are above on we're right where we're supposed to be on real estate taxes. We're above on health and wellness billing, and we're way further above on Medicaid billing than I thought. So Bethany and the team that are doing that have done a really good job of capturing the people who qualify for that. I was only expecting like 35,000. I think one of the first checks I got was for 35,000. We got like 8 checks. So, but unfortunately, unfortunately, state aid came significantly under, and it has been. I know I'm beating a dead horse, but that's been the issue. It's not going to come way under, so it's not going to be anything scary to look at, but it's not going to hit 19.8 million. Taxes based on the newly released equalization rates. If you remember, we did a 4.25% tax increase. With the new properties, it's going to be 3.25%, but as always, it hits people differently, and Tustin and Deer Park are adversely affected. Deer Park and Tustin, it's 6% for Deer Park and 6.5% for Tustin, whereas it's 3.05% for Highland and it's 3.2% for Lumberland, respectively. And that is 100% because of the equalization rates.
And isn't that because both those, Tustin and Deer Park are like a smaller?
Well, that's why the big swings, but the change itself, they would go up no matter what, because what happened is when they go from, so let's say the equalization rate is 28 and it goes down to 26, that's 2%. 2% of 28, however, is a lot bigger than 2% of 57. So Highland's equalization rate went from 57 down to 55. Tustin went from 28 to 26. On the surface, it looks like it's the same, but it's almost double. And so what the state is saying is that in Highland, property tax rates went up about 3.5%, whereas in Tustin, the value of property went up like 7%. And it's an estimate. It's not necessarily always fair, because someone will look and say, well, my house didn't go up 7%. It's like the state makes that number up there, and sometimes they even disagree with the assessors. They did that against Highland last year. So it's the state basically saying they think the market value of Tustin properties went up more than the market value of Highland. And they base the tax rates off the market value, not what you bought it for and not what it's assessed for. And then with the capital project, we're almost complete with the capital project. Tracy and I are actually going to get together and kind of talk about, and we'll bring this up at the August board meeting, but how much we have left over and what's going to happen with that money. But they've obviously been up there for graduation, so the track is laid. Most of the project is complete. There's a little over $200,000 left, but there are some projects that are going to gobble up some of that money. And then there'll be some choices with the little bit that's left. The last thing to do to give you a final number is to allocate interest. And the reason that's not as easy as it sounds is because we use a multi-fund, so our checks go out of all of them. So what I have to do is take an average balance that is capital fund money and an average balance that is A fund money for each month and allocate to each thing. And there are also creative accounting methods that I could use if I need more money in one area that I need, that are perfectly legal and acceptable. Just like a home appraisal has a range, we're allowed to have a range. So that's the final thing that I have to do to say this is how much we've got left in that project. That's all I've got for this one. If anybody's got any questions, I'm happy to answer.
Any questions, Gil? I thought graduation went great. I thought it was really nice up there in the new field. It really came out nice. I thought that was pretty special. I did. All right, at this time, I will take public comment on the consent agenda only. Whoever wishes to speak can speak for 3 minutes. All good? At this time, I will take a motion to approve consent items 5.01 through 9.04.
So moved.
Take a motion, make a motion?
Make the motion.
Second. Second by Stacy. Any discussion? Anybody have any questions on anything that's there to discuss? All good, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any old business to come before the board?
I have a question. We did that active shooter drill last year, remember? And one of the big things was that the teachers were to keep their doors shut in the classrooms. Are we practicing this all the time?
All the time, not 100% all the time. I know that when Deputy Grady, our SRO, will walk through the halls, he will be closing doors. I would say, and Mr. Conklin can also answer, I would say about 90%, yes.
But you enforce it, right?
Yes. And we remind them to keep the doors closed.
Oh, there we go. I didn't think it was that sensitive.
Any other old business? Any new business?
I do. I have a letter I'd like to share. Dear colleagues, after much soul soul-searching and careful consideration, I have made the decision to tender my resignation from the Board of Education of the Eldred Central School District. This is not a conclusion that I have come to lightly, and I want to thank you, my fellow board members, and the administration for the last 7 years of cooperation, support, and camaraderie. It warms my heart to know that together we made a positive impact on the youth of our community, which is an accomplishment I will treasure indefinitely. I wish the district much success in the years to come.
Stacy, thank you for serving.
Yep, thanks for everything you've done.
It's been my pleasure.
You definitely did a lot for me sitting here as a president, for sure. I'm not happy about this, but that's your wish. I'm sorry to hear it. Will you have to have a motion on that or vote on that? To accept it?
Yes. It's going to be with today's date, so we have to do a motion into that.
All right, so
This one with today's date.
okay. Just sign it and
So yeah, you're going to have to accept this tonight.
Make the motion, right? I need a motion to accept Stacy's resignation.
To accept Stacy's resignation with reluctance.
Same.
Good luck. Beth?
Yes.
Kristen? And this is your wish? Yes. Okay. Second public comment on anything anybody would like to talk about. Okay, I need a motion to enter into executive session. What are we entering for tonight? We don't have nothing?
You can table it, I just wasn't sure if...
yeah, because we didn't know, so we can table it.
All right, we'll table it.
Okay.
I need a motion to table executive session if there's nothing to go in for.
Not right now?
I'll make that motion.
Motion from Kristen, second.
Second.
From Beth, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Where's the next? Oh, there we go. So, announcements. Next meeting will be held at 6 p.m. on Thursday, August 21st. Regular meeting here at Junior Senior High School. There will be a public hearing for code of conduct and the district-wide safety plan immediately followed by the regular meeting of the Board of Education. Okay. I'm not sure I'll be here next meeting. It's up in the air right now, just so everybody knows.
For the,
August meeting? No, I'll be here for the retreat. August meeting. August meeting's late, remember. August meeting is 21st, Thursday, because in case we have a new higher rate. Like what happened last year, we had that. So I need a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Motion to adjourn the meeting.
Second? Second. All in favor? Aye.